Hey, this is Cohmervac, and in this video we're going to be discussing the differences between armor, shields, and hit points inside of Overwatch. Now, I'm making this video because it's something I've seen a lot of people asking inside the game itself, as well as on forums and Reddit, and as well as they have a lot of questions regarding the exact aspects of how these three things work. So I'm going to go ahead and explain all of that here in this little brief video. Well, first off, health is health. Yep, that's pretty much all there is to that one, and when you run out of it, you die. Real quick tip, something that not everybody notices is that payloads will give you passive health regeneration for being on them. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. The one that most people want to know about is armor. Now, what's the difference between armor and health? Well, armor will negate some damage. For example, say you get punched, I believe punch is like 50 damage, or actually, melee. But say someone melees you, and it normally would do 50 damage. If you have any armor hit points still, it will take 5 of that off the top. So instead of doing 50, it's going to do 45, and it'll continue to take 5 off the top of any incoming attacks until all the armor hit points are gone. And armor hit points can be regenerated in any of the same ways that normal health can be regenerated. Except for the case where you get armor from Torbjorn, his armor boost that he can throw out to his fellow players. When the hit points are all used up, they're gone and they don't come back. Speaking in terms of effectiveness, armor is definitely going to be the best against, for example, Tracer's pistols, or say Soldier's rifle, because those don't do particularly much damage per shot, and then every time you hit them with that, it's going to shave 5 off the top. So definitely useful against characters and heroes that do less damage per shot. However, higher damage attacks are going to wipe out armor pretty fast. The only case where armor doesn't negate 5 damage off the top is when you get attacked by something that's only doing like 10 damage. All of the tanks except for Roadhog, as well as Zyra, come with armor by default, and then the only non-tank hero that comes with armor is Bastion. Lastly is shields, and shields cannot be regenerated by support healers or health packs on the map. They regenerate on their own after a certain cooldown where you're not being attacked anymore. Now, you may have heard this sound before. That sound means that your shields are gone. Now, if you didn't know this already, one of Symmetra's abilities is to give shields to her ally players, and she can give 50, and that shield will stay on you until you die, and it will regenerate just like normal shields on any other character that comes with shields, like Zenyatta and Symmetra herself, as well as Zyra. They all come with shields by default. All of this in mind, a cool strategy I like to use is if I can get my team to go along with it, I'll be Diva. I'll have someone be Symmetra, and then that person, gives me shields. And then I'll have a Zenyatta in the game, and I'll want him to put the orb on me the majority of the time. So that way I have an extra 50 hit points, and then that decent passive regeneration from Zenyatta. And that way it makes you actually really tough as Diva, where before, you're already really tough, because she has the majority of her health points as armor. She's got 400 armor and 100 hit points, and when you add 50 shields on top of that to regenerate, as well as that orb, it makes her extremely hard to kill, especially if she's around a payload getting that extra passive health regeneration from the payload. And then maybe if there's a Lucio, this is a lot of support classes in one team. I would not recommend having more than 2 support in a team composition, but if for some crazy reason there's a Lucio 2, stick with him and get that passive health regeneration. So yeah, that's just keep in mind what your other hero teammates are doing and figure out where you might want to put that orb on them, because if the character has a lot of armor, putting that orb on them is going to be more effective than putting it on someone who doesn't have so much armor. And obviously this goes for the other healers as well, because having all that armor, that's extra hit points essentially is what it boils down to, and when you're healing them, that's even more. So they definitely benefit the most from that. That's why you want to have tanks getting healed the most and being stuck with the most for healers. Just kind of some common sense I leave with you today. Alright, thanks for watching. This is Cohmervac, and I hope you found this video insightful or interesting or something like that. And you know how to support me. Go ahead and like and subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks for watching, and with that, I'll be signing off.